Whoa to Downtown Sports, my name is Downtown Stephen Brown, and in today's video, guys, we're going to have some fun with this. Is Auston Matthews overpaid? And before we take a look at the actual contract and some comparable players here, I'd just like to show this. Since the 16-17 season, his rookie year, Auston Matthews leads the league in even strength goals by a wide margin. Now, you might be looking at the 121 and Ovechkin's 116 and say, Steven, what are you talking about wide margin? Well, if you're taking a look at the games played here, it is not close. Auston Matthews is unequivocally the best even strength goal scorer the NHL has had to offer. And there's been this weird phenomenon in Leaf games over the last couple of seasons where it doesn't necessarily have to be for the team or against the team. Penalties just don't seem to get called. And Mike Babcock had that whole weird fixation where the first power play unit, no matter what the situation was, could only play 55 seconds of the 2-minute power play. So if you're taking a look at power play goals per 60, you're putting everyone on the same level playing field here, just per hour, not per game. Everyone's getting the same amount of ice time, just per 60 minutes. Auston Matthews is once again one of the best goal scorers in the entire league. And I filmed this little segment or this clip or the next portion of the video last week and included it in a video, but I thought it was such a fascinating topic and it interested me enough that I thought it deserved its own video. And I already know that the majority of the people aren't going to agree with the sentiment that I'm sharing in the next couple of clips here, but I don't care. There's certain things that I'm willing to kind of give and take on, but there's certain topics that I'm covering here on this channel where I wholeheartedly believe in it and I'm not going to budge on it. This is one of those things. And we're going to go to Twitter for some help on this one because I saw a very interesting poll that was put forth in regards to Auston Matthews' contract, and it's brought to us by Sammy T_51, and he says, Leaf fans, come and guess, out of the crop of these four players, Matthews, Crosby, Malkin, and Toews, without searching, can you guess whose 5-year first non-ELC deal, so entry-level contract, had the highest cap hit percentage at the time of the signing? All four of these guys signed 5-year deals coming out of their first contracts in the NHL or coming off of their entry-level deals, so it's a good comparison to use, and we're using cap hit percentage because a $10 million cap hit in, let's say, 2008 is not the same as 2020. Because if you were to look at the cap hit percentage, it's dynamic, right? It's changing from year to year because the salary cap is increasing year to year, or at least it should. But the actual physical just cap hit that carries throughout the entire contract is static, and that's not a number that we want to look at. And he did post the follow-up tweet a little bit afterwards, and these are the actual percentages. So while Auston Matthews has a higher cap hit than Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin's past contract, the percentage of it is actually less. And some people aren't going to like that those players are put in the same conversation, but when we're looking at the times or the dates that these contracts were signed, Malkin's 5-year contract was signed just as the Pittsburgh Penguins lost to the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Sidney Crosby's contract was actually signed the year previous when they lost to the Ottawa Senators in the first round. And I just want to say this for everyone. Sidney Crosby received a contract richer than Auston Matthews, having had back-to-back 100-point seasons in the NHL, but after only winning one playoff game. And I'm not saying that Matthews at this point in his career are equal to what those two players were at those points in their careers, but in Auston Matthews' first full year on this contract where he's making $11.6 million, which is less than what Evgeny Malkin and Sidney Crosby got, it's less money for a lesser player. He was still on pace for 55 goals and 93 points. So don't listen to anyone who tells you that Auston Matthews was paid more because John Tavares was on the team. John Tavares being on the team was not a factor. Matthews was paid right in line with his comps. And to hammer this home even more, what I have up on the screen is a little table showing the players' cap hit when they were on that contract, the percentage of the cap that they were taking up when they were on that contract, and what that percentage of the cap would equal in today's salary cap of $81.5 million when the Auston Matthews contract took into effect. And like I already said, Crosby was better than Matthews is right now at this point in their careers. And I mean, how much better is reflected in what the difference in their salaries would be. $2.5 million is not an insignificant amount of money. And a lot of people like to use the fact that Auston Matthews only signed a 5-year deal here in Toronto opposed to an 8-year deal like guys like Connor McDavid because he's leaving Toronto for the Arizona Coyotes afterwards. And I mean, these 3 guys only signed 5-year deals after their entry-level contracts expired, and they're still with their respective teams. Now, those 3 guys experienced a lot of success while on their 5-year contracts, and maybe if the Maple Leafs don't win anything, then maybe Auston Matthews leaves. But let's just stop it with that. It's lazy, it's stupid, and there's nothing to back it up. And just to stress this again, I am not saying that Auston Matthews is better than what Sidney Crosby was at that point in his career. Evgeny Malkin, that one's a little bit closer, but again, I'm not saying that Auston Matthews is better than what Evgeny Malkin was at that point in his career. I'm just saying that they made more money, and they're comparable players with comparable situations having signed 5-year extensions after their entry-level deals. But at that point in his career, again, just to stress it, Sidney Crosby had only won 1 playoff game and not advanced past the first round, and he signed a contract richer than what Auston Matthews had last season. So make sure to like the video if you did like it and subscribe for more, because more is always on the way. And guys, remember, it never hurts to put a little bit of perspective on things sometimes.